What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, let's talk about potions. And I got to give a shout out to DJ Dahota because on X, I believe it was on X, he posted a poll essentially asking a very thought-provoking question, at least in my opinion, about whether or not we should move all potion production to land. So obviously we have the midnight potions coming up, but we've had the legendary and alchemy potions in the game for a very long time. I mean, even before I joined, right? And the legendary potion increases your drop rate chances of a legendary card. Alchemy does that for gold foils. And I started thinking about, we've had some major changes within the game in terms of rewards, especially over the past 12 to 18 months. I think it was actually March of last year, so maybe like 13 months ago, that we went through this ranked rewards update, got a whole new reward system. So it's only about a year old at this point, where we have the glint system in place, right? So you can go and you can earn glint. That essentially got rid of a lot of the end of season reward chests and the daily season reward chests, which is where people would get your potions, right? And what it did, I mean, they eventually added those back in, but only for the tiers, which is fun. I like it. But what I'm thinking is a two-tiered approach here. Sorry, it's not even a two-tiered approach. I just think that there's two options, right, that we can do. Now, let's address the first option because that's kind of a lot further along, which would be the one that DJ was suggesting, where we take all potion production and just move it to land and give land immediate utility for literally all potions. Now, that could be crazy in a good way, but keep in mind that I do think that potions either there's a couple of things to consider here, and I'll need to get some confirmation on this. From my understanding with potions is that if people buy them with credits, then this is considered revenue for the team, and we wouldn't want to take that away, even though I'm not sure how much revenue they actually get, considering someone like myself has not had to buy potions in a very long time. On the flip side, if people buy it with DEC, it ends up being a burn, right? A sink for DEC, which is a good thing overall. Now, we could move that over to land, and that would essentially create, a nice sink on land for many resources and DEC indirectly. So I wouldn't be opposed to that, right? The only thing that I'd want to be mindful of is, are we taking a significant amount of revenue away from the team at a time when the team is trying to lock down as much revenue, at least consistently, as possible? So I think it's an interesting idea. I think it's valid. I would probably be in support of it if there was if we had kind of like a sign off from the team, like the team came out and said, yeah, this is a cool idea. Like, let's give land more utility. This isn't something that's significant for us, especially because people get the the potions from all other areas in the game, right? So, sorry, not other areas, but like they can buy them with glint and such. Now, the second approach, which would be a little bit scaled back, is we don't push this over to land, but at the very least, I think people should have to be intentional about their potions, right? It shouldn't just be something that's given out because it can add a lot of value into the ecosystem. So what do I mean by that? Okay, well, here's the thing. Right now, people just get potions, and these potions drop at such high rates that people don't need them, right? They don't need to buy them. And you can, at this point in time, I mentioned you could buy them with DEC, you can buy them with credits, you can also buy them with glint, right? So this would make people much more intentional about the glint, their glint usage, and buying it with glint if they didn't want to pay actual money for it, right? Either in DEC or in credits. So if you were to just take them out of these reward chests, you can keep them available in the reward shop for glint, and you can have them available here in the potion shop for DEC or credits. I think that at the very least we should do that, because that makes it much more intentional for people to go in and buy these potions. And the beautiful thing about that, in my opinion, is that it doesn't have to necessarily increase the cost of the game, because I think a lot of people are going to look at this and say, oh my gosh, well, it's going to cost so much more. You're just raising the cost of whatever. You're taking away rewards. Well, let's be honest, right? Most people want cards. So I would say get rid of the potions and replace the potions with cards so that people are able to collect more and more of the cards that they want. And sure, for some people that already have like a maxed collection of the reward cards, maybe they don't really care, but I'll tell you what, they probably don't care about potions either, right? Like at that point, they're just opening their reward chest and hoping they get more energy or something. So at the very least, it would make people much more intentional about spending glint, right? A resource that they get for free, or an in-game currency that they get for participating in the game, right? Has no value outside of what it can do, and then using that to go and buy potions. So it would help curb some of the glint inflation that's happening, especially for like the high rollers out there that are sitting on massive amounts of glint, because it would force them to buy potions, and they could use their glint for that. And actually, what that could end up doing in a very positive way, and I know this is that people would complain about this, especially the higher ups, is if they had to start spending glint on it, then they could no longer spend on energy, even though they're probably maxing out their energy already. So it wouldn't impact too much. It would give them a place to spend their glint, and it would add a little bit more value to the ecosystem, in my opinion, by making people intentional about buying legendary and alchemy potions. So 2 tiers there, 2 different approaches at different levels. Yeah, we could do it with land, and I think that would make things interesting, but then it would absolutely be an added cost for everybody, which would be dictated by landowners, and that could make things interesting in a fun way, right? Or it could make things frustrating. So I don't know that we want to make a drastic change. I think midnight potions are acceptable because they haven't been in the game yet, but so therefore people really don't know what to expect with it. It's kind of an experiment. But if you take something that's already existing and drastically change it to land, they might not like that. You might get folks that don't like it. But at the very least, I think we should take them out of chests. Keep them purchasable for glint, and allow people to spend their glint on that, especially those who have extra glint, or at least make it an intentional purchase rather than just something you're getting, for free that you don't have to kind of worry about because you're stacking for the long run. So that's my thought on potions. I think either option would be acceptable, but curious to get your thoughts on this, and curious to see how the team would feel about this if they were looking for more areas in which they can give land utility. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.